So, today's video diary, I'm on my own. Not because we had a massive argument on the long walk, even though we did have a massive argument on the long walk, but because my mum's given me the day off of tour guiding. So she's gone into Manhattan on her own for the first time ever. But we went through quite a detailed sort of plan of action in terms of how to get where she's going. So I'm not worried. I'm not that worried. So now this is day, technically 6, I think. But I'm just going to run through days 3, 4 and 5 and let you know whether they were worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I guess we better get going with day 3. The much anticipated and highly inevitable argument happened. The walk to the High Line was just over 5 miles and took over 2 hours. It did mean that by the time we reached the High Line we had made up, which it A, shows how long the walk was, and B, 95% of the argument was about the walk. So once we were no longer walking, we were back to getting along fine. We did get to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, which my mum insists was worth the rest of the walk, but we will agree to disagree on that one. We ate in our very first diner. It was sort of almost under the High Line, opposite a lot of like shishi glass-fronted cafes which were full. We went into quite an empty diner, but it was great, and we're definitely something we're planning on doing again. Then we got sort of a nice coffee from Blue Bottle Cafe, which was lovely. We got it to take away, and then we went back up onto the High Line and sat down and watched people go past. We got a Metro card because I was pretty adamant about never walking anywhere ever again. So that is definitely worth it. Overall, I'd say the money we spent, considering a lot of the stuff we did was free, including the walk, the argument and the High Line, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. So moving on to day 4, which was Tuesday, we went to the Strand bookshop, which claims to have 18 miles of books, which isn't something that I've ever tested, but I'll let them have that one. And bought, basically they have loads of books, 18 miles of them, no, they have loads of books that are like second hand or out of print. They're nice and cheap, because I don't really read. I'd say I read 10% of the books I buy, so it's good if I buy cheap books, at least I haven't wasted that much money. Then we went to the Museum of Arts and Design, which was amazing, and when we got there the woman was like, I was like, do you have any tours or anything? And she was like, yeah, one just started, but it's the last one of the day. So we were like, oh god, so it started 10 minutes ago, and you have to check in your bag and all that sort of stuff. We checked in our bags, sort of ran up the stairs trying to work out which floor the tour was on, found it, joined the tour for the second half. Tour finished, was great. Then we were wandering around and we saw another tour start. So I wouldn't say that it made the whole trip not worth it, but we did feel a little bit cheated out of the first half of the tour, and a tiny bit of our dignity, because we were panting for the first few minutes of the tour that we did join. Then, after the Museum of Art and Design, we walked down Broadway to Times Square, which was great. Again, free. Very bright, like headachy almost, but it was cool. And then we went to the Swatch shop because I really wanted to get a new watch, because I've realised that I've forgotten how to tell the time, and so the only way of fixing that was to buy a new watch. This is that watch. Don't know if you can see it properly, but there you go. Oh yeah, that's it. I know how to focus manually, just need to, yep, that'll do. Definitely worth it, because I already feel like I'm quicker. I feel like now there's only a 3 to 5 second delay between someone asking me what time it is and me being able to tell them what time it is. I'd say it was probably another 9 out of 10. We didn't do as much free stuff, but the stuff we did do was great. Baby, I'm worth it.